What's up, everybody? What's up? We in, y'all. We had a little technical difficulties, and we just want to tell all of you thank you so much for just hanging in there with us while we worked on a few things. But we are now in, and again, we thank all of you so much for the your patience and while we were trying to get everything set up and get in. Well, we are excited. We're not going to prolong the time, y'all, tonight because we have an amazing guest that I know all of you are waiting for. So, for those of you that are on, please go ahead and share the live, share it for us, and just put it out there. We have a guest, one of our finalists, who we're so excited to interview tonight because she has a lot going on, and we want to definitely talk about everything that she got going on. So yeah, we lost some minutes, but we're gonna make up those minutes. If she don't mind, I don't mind. Okay, so I don't mind. But we have a playwright that is now a filmmaker, Miss Torie Lee, backstage, and she did a dynamic play that actually captivated the judges, so to the point that they felt that she should be a finalist in the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards. So without further ado, I'm bringing on Miss Torie Lee. Y'all give it up for her. And that's by giving us some stars. We want stars. Hey, Torie.
Hey, no,
I'm fine. We got you in.
finally. It was you, Eric. It was my fault. I was logging in. I didn't know, I didn't. I've never used StreamYard before, so I apologize.
That's okay. No need to apologize. That hey, we in here and we here to talk, and that's what we're gonna do. So we got a lot. I got a sheet full of questions to ask. So I've been sharing. So I know we had people that came in, and I'm sure they're gonna pop back in and try to see what we got going on. So if you're out there, you looking, share, y'all, and pop in and say hello and what's up to everybody. I got a couple of questions. Now tell us about Torie Lee. Who is Torie Lee?
Torie, well, I am a 47-year-old single, 2-time divorcee. The third time I'm gonna get it right.
I love it.
I love to have fun. I love to travel. I love to work. I love to write. I love to tell stories. I love to tell my story. So anything that I do, I'm definitely telling my story. So that's pretty much all in a nutshell about me.
Okay. So far, yeah. So it's only just beginning with Torie Lee, and I can see that from everything that I'm looking at. Let me first congratulate you. So I'll be out there I'll be on social media looking. I see that you're when we're going to talk about, because we're talking about the stage play tonight, right. But mm-hmm. There's a second piece to this stage play that we're going to talk about as well. Okay. But I want to congratulate you because you did turn this stage play into a film, mm-hmm. a movie, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so congratulations. I saw on the Baller Alert that it made the top 10 on Tubi.
Right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's big because that's a lot of movies. I watch Tubi. It's a lot of movies out there on Tubi. And people be trying to down Tubi. I thank God for Tubi. Okay.
Right. Why people talk about Tubi so bad?
I don't either. I love Tubi. So, Hey, I'm a Tubi fan. So congratulations on that, because there's a lot of amazing independent artists and films out there. Some good quality films. So for you to get as many films as on Tubi to top 10, right. That's major. But we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that. But I know that we're talking about the play that you did, right? Why Women Trip. What got you into theater? How long have you been doing theater?
So actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never been a fan of theater, right? So this is how my little journey started. I was doing a podcast with some friends, and they had some guys on there that were filmmakers. Actually, one of the guys, he's in a lot of films. You may know Jerry Tucker. So it was Jerry Tucker and King.
Mm-hmm.
They were on our podcast, and we were talking about films. And I really watch a lot of reality TV. I don't watch a lot of movies and things like that. But we were talking, and we were interviewing them about a movie that they were doing. So during our break, one of my friends was like, my friend here, she has an interesting story. She may want to turn it into a film. And I was like, oh, no. I'll never put my business out there like that. So they were like, listen, they were like, hey, that sells, like drama sells. People love to listen to drama. So I was like, nah, I wouldn't do that. So I ended up talking to King, the guy named King. We talked offline, and he convinced me to write my film. I mean, write the film. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do a short film. So we recorded the short film. Didn't really like the way it came out. The editing process wasn't the greatest, but it was pretty good. It was really a good short film. So I had called a couple of friends over from the industry. We watched it, and they were like, hey, let's just turn this into a stage play. So I decided to turn it into a stage play, but I had never been to a stage play. So I was like, I'm going to turn this into a stage play, and I've never been to a stage play. So I went to a play at T-Ball. I can't think what play I went to. And I was like, I was blown away by this play. I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. So I came home, I met up with a couple of people. We talked about it. I got to write my story, and next thing I know, we turned it into a play. And since then, I just been writing.
Wow. Now, you know what I love? That is an interesting story. And you said something too that I like. I'm just going to keep it real because I keeps it real.
Yeah.
And you know, the good thing about keeping it real, you're going to help somebody because a lot of times people get out here and make up stories and make up all this stuff like they've been doing all this and I know all this. But to say I had never been to a play and I did a play.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That is amazing that to be able to say that and to have done such a successful play. Mm-hmm. So you had some dynamic cast members in there.
Oh yeah.
You did. And so where did the story Why Women Trip? Now you say you write about you, so are you telling me this is actually your story, your life?
This is actually my story.
Wow.
Yeah, this is actually my story. This is my real true life story. Yep, it is. So that's why I was able to write so quickly, and I was able to tell my story because it's mine. So that's just how I write.
Wow. So the writing process, because you hadn't ever written a stage play, so you pretty much just wrote the story out. Mm-hmm. And did you format it, or did somebody help you format it, or?
So I wrote it. I've done this play twice. The first time I wrote my story out, and Corte helped me put it in the play format. And then the first time I had it, I did it in South Dallas at the Hall of State. So we saw, and everybody was like, bring it back. And I was like, if I bring it back, I want to bring it back on a much bigger scale. So then I said, I'm going to have to rewrite it. And I wanted to be different because I didn't want everybody, because it was like, Hall of State holds 402 people.
Right. I've been there before.
And T-Ball holds 1,700. So I'm like, I need to take this to the next level. So if I'm going to do this, I need to rewrite this play and, make it better. So Snoop Robinson and I, we sat down and we rewrote the next play for T-Ball.
Okay.
So Corte helped me put it in screenplay format, and then the second time Snoop Robinson and I did it.
Okay, I love me some Corte. I remember when I found out about Celtics, because I was writing I was writing the hard way, like literally putting everything in Word. And he told me about Celtics, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm not struggling. And when I found out about Celtics, I'm like, oh my God. But then after that, I advanced, but I love Corte. He definitely don't mind sharing the wealth. So I'm kicking a shout out to him. He's the one that told me about Celtics because I was writing old school in Word.
I still do that. I still write in Word, and then I know it's hard and it's backwards, but I still write in Word because it's faster for me. And then I just transfer it over to Celtics. But it's a lot of work, but
Yeah. Well, hey, you do what is best for you.
Right.
And the way that you say you just wrote out the story, that's how I write everything that I do. I just write the story. And then I I edit it. But I wanted the key to, in my opinion, is to tell the story. I
Yeah.
don't care if it's misspelled words, if it whatever it is, just write the daggone story
Right.
and then do the other stuff later on.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you write too. Okay, yeah. Final draft. I see Sonia said final draft. I'm now, Sonia, I have graduated to final draft. I went from Celtics, now I'm in final draft. So I have graduated to final draft. That is the industry preferred
Yeah.
software out there. So yeah, I finally made it there. So I'm not still the dinosaur in Word anymore. I done moved up a little bit more. So yeah. But so we talking about why women trip. This is your story.
Mm-hmm.
I know the movie is out there now. So actually I watched it on Tubi. Good job, everybody.
Thank
I tell us, I mean, the plot of this story. I mean, tell us what was going on with you. For the ones that haven't seen it, we're not going to give you all of it because you need to go watch it.
you. Right. Right.
But tell us the plot of this story and what was going on with you.
So what made me write this story, honestly, if I could be honest with you, it was just a way for me to heal. I went through 2 bad divorces, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, I can't believe that I let 2 men that I gave my all to do me this way. And I just decided, after meeting King Williams, or King and Jared, and talking to him about, writing, I just decided to turn my hurt into something else. I was like, let me just start writing and see how I feel after I write. So honestly, I felt better because I wanted to get my story out there, because I know somebody else is going through the same thing and they're scared to
Oh
tell.
yes.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not afraid to tell my story. At first I was very reluctant about putting it out there. And then I said, you know what? This could be help. This could help somebody else heal too. So, and the other day I was speaking to another lady, and I was just letting her know that I have a lot of men that reach out to me and tell me how this is helping them. And I'm like, wow,
Wow.
I have more men reaching out than women. So, it was, like I said, it was just a part of me healing. And I honestly, since I've told my story, I feel so much better. And I just, like I said, I just went through two bad marriages, and both of them were like, oh my God, man, it was horrible. Like, I wouldn't wish this on my work. I wouldn't wish the way those men did me on my worst enemy.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So,
But look at you. I mean, but look at you now. You're now sharing your story and honestly empowering other women that you could go through this, but you could come out. I mean, look,
right.
people, we don't know. You marry people, you meet people, you are thinking they're this way and they're another way. I mean, just right now on the news, I don't know if you saw this story, where this husband has literally cut his wife up.
Cut her up.
And yeah, and they got 2 children. So if 2 children, meaning they 2 and 6 years old, they've been together for a little while.
A little while.
So you don't know people like you think you know people.
And the fact that he went on his son's iPad and researched how to dismember a body lets me know something was really wrong with that man.
Something was wrong. And that proves that even though you say you went through 2 marriages, I'm on my second marriage. I hope I'm trying. But 24 years, I think we might be like, we ain't
Okay, y'all ain't
24 years, we stuck with each other.
y'all
But I understand. I mean, so this is my second marriage. This one's 24 years, but we don't know. We don't know. The people that we think we married, they can show us something different. And for you to be able to step up and share vulnerable times in your life in the public, I applaud you because it's very empowering. And a lot of times our stories are not to be kept to ourselves. And it's not that you want to tell the story to try to bash your ex-husband or bash men, period. It's
Right.
it's just to tell the story that, you know what, maybe somebody, a man, like you said, a man can see himself and realize, I don't want to mess up, or I don't want to lose this woman.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
I like this, what Sonia said. She said, you turned heartbreak into success.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
like that. And I
I
agree with
definitely.
that. I agree with that.
Oh
So
yeah.
tell us, how did you hear about Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards?
Well, my good friend Lucretia, that's all. Hey, that's all her. Every time I talk to her, she's talking about Lyft, ladies in film and television, ladies in film and television. Lucretia Johnson loves ladies in film and television. I tell you, so she told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds really cool." So, I mean, anything if Lucretia says anything, I'm gonna go with it.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
always, like if she tells me, "Hey, it's raining outside," and it's not raining, I'm gonna say it's raining outside.
So Lucretia, you have learned a lot. You have earned a lot of trust in this industry. I see.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yes. So, and well, we're so glad that you entered and got it in. I told one of the finalists last night, because we can't share um, some of like your feedback and stuff until after the awards show. We're going to
Mm.
give it to you guys, but the feedback that you got on the stage play is dynamic. Of course, you haven't seen it, but it's some dynamic feedback, and we know it's dynamic because otherwise you wouldn't be here talking to me as a finalist. So how did it feel when you got that news that you were a finalist? Because we got a lot of submissions in here.
I know, and I was excited, and I was like, okay, but I know I'm going up against some powerful women that put out stage plays, so I'm excited. Hey, just to be a finalist, I'm excited. So, and I can't
Exactly.
find my nice dress and put my dress on and come on out there and have a good time.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. That is exactly what it's all about. Do you have any inspirations in the film and theater industry that have just truly you feel inspired you to just jump in?
Let
Because
me
I see you got a team of people around you.
right. A lot of people. I'm gonna tell you this. I really look up to. I look up to Snoop, Rock. Um, I like Gina Nicole. It's a couple of playwrights. Oh my goodness, why I can't think of her name right now. Um, well, Demarcus, of course. He's phenomenal. He does everything. So I'm always, trying to support him. Oh, I can't. I cannot forget her. Oh my goodness, I just drew a blank. But
What
Miss
was the name of one of her projects? I'll help you.
Oh, Miss Evelyn, she is amazing.
Evelyn, girl,
Oh
Evelyn
yeah.
Jones Reed, the queen. Okay.
Yeah, Evelyn, like she is a big inspiration. So I love when she when she has any type of plays or anything, I'm there. So yeah,
Yes.
Evelyn Jones, yeah, big inspiration. Who else can I say? I mean, those are the top people that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
I really enjoy Teresa as well. So yeah, I got to give a shout out to her. She's an inspiration because she does a lot. And she,
Yes.
and she, I don't understand. I always tell her, sis, I don't know how you write these books like that because I can't do it. Yeah, she's,
Yes.
and I thoroughly enjoyed her play as well. So, yeah, and it's somebody else. It's a couple of people that I really enjoyed their work. Um, I would say Christy Dean. I've been to a couple of her plays. Just anybody. I tell you what, anybody out here that has put on a production, whether it's been small or a small production or a big production, it's a lot of work. And anybody that has done that has inspired me because it's a lot. And I mean, and I just don't like when people are like, oh, well, they could have did this or did that. No, you try to do it because this is a lot of work.
Say that.
It's a lot of work, and it's a lot to deal with behind the scenes. People don't know what you're going through. So anybody that puts on any type of production, I applaud them because
I
it's a lot.
agree. It
Mm-hmm.
is definitely a lot of work. And you've done theater and you've done film. Which one do you like the best?
I would have to go. I would have to say theater because of the real time. I mean, you get the oohs and the ahs and the clapping and oh no, he didn't. Yes, he did. Yeah. So I would have to say theater. I love theater because
I,
when you're doing a film, everybody's at home watching it. You don't know what they're thinking, what they're saying, and so so theater. I really enjoy theater.
so the theater, I agree. I like that, because everything is live, like you say, and you have your audience right there, and you get a chance to hear what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I definitely love the theater side of it as well. I
Oh,
do. Yes. So let me ask you this: now that you've done theater,
mm-hmm.
you've got a film out. What is your three-year goal in the industry? What do you want to see you do in the next 3 years?
In the next 3 years, I would love to have a couple more films out, and I definitely want to do at least 2 series. I have 2 series in my head that I'm working on. I've been working on them every day, but I definitely want to see how I can put these series together. Because I was saying the other night that when I did the Wild Women Trip film, I left a lot of meat out, a lot of meat and potatoes I left out. So I'm thinking in my mind, I was like, okay, I need to turn this into a series so I can start from the top and give everybody something to look forward to every week. So,
Oh, okay.
so I'm
I,
thinking about really want to do so. My next 3 year goal is to have a couple series out and a couple more films, and doing a little. Well, of course, working my job and hopefully traveling and doing what I want to do in the next 3 years.
Good. I like that. And that series, hey, get in there. If you already writing, hey, I can see you're gonna get it done because I'll be watching you. I
Yeah.
may not say much, but I'll be watching, and I'm like, man, she's taking care of business. And with me, I mean, no offense, men, but I am the CEO and founder of Ladies in Film, so I'm definitely love to see these ladies out here because we
Mm-hmm.
all know that this is a male driven industry,
It is.
and it's a male driven industry, and then if you're black and you're female, then we really on this totem pole a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're able to get out here and just put this work out here and put credible work and good work, then that's just a good thing. So I applaud you. I mean, I'm excited to hear that you are still writing, and you got a series coming up next. So hey, y'all heard it first with Jeanette Greenwood on
Yeah.
on on Live TV. So
Oh,
yes. So how did you select your cast for Why Women Trip,
for the play.
the play?
So okay. So the first time I did the play, I watch a lot of reality TV. So I wanted the play to be as close to my real life story as possible, even with the characters, down to the characters, right? So I started watching Love and Hip Hop, and I was like, oh goodness, Mama D is, oh gosh, I was like, she loves her son, and he is definitely a mama's boy. And one of the guys that I was with was definitely a mama's boy. So I was like, okay, she would be perfect for that role. So I reached out to her and got her on board. And I reached out. I wanted for the first play, I had a wedding scene, and I wanted to hear. I love the way Little G sang, so I reached out to Little G and got him to be in that play. The second play, how did I pick that cast? So of course I bought Mama D back, and I needed somebody to play a good father. So I reached out to Miguel Nunez, and I needed Silk the Shocker because he hadn't done anything in a while. So I reached out to him to bring him in to do a small role. And I'm trying to think. Mike Merrill, he was in the play as well. I wanted him to be Draper's best friend in the play. I was trying to pick I was, like I said, I watched reality TV and TV a lot. So I was just kind of trying to pick people that I thought was closest to the actual characters as much as possible. So that's how I went about picking the cast. It was hard for me to pick this cast, very, very hard. But I was very pleased with them, and I know Ashley Lackey, she did a great job. She played the lead. She played Torie in the play. She did a phenomenal job, and I think that was a lot of work for them because we had two plays. We had a 3 o'clock show and a 7 o'clock show.
Oh my God.
I know they were tired, but yeah. So, oh, and I had Ebony Steele. I saw listening to the radio, and I liked Ebony, and Ebony Steele had a great story, so I felt like she could relate. So I brought her in to be the counselor for the play. I'm trying to think who else did I have in there. Um, I believe, oh, Low London from the Bad Girls Club. I felt like she was going to be a good job portraying my cousin in the play, so I brought her in for the film and the play. And I believe that's it. And the local cast in Dallas, oh my God, I had too many people in that play. Now,
You sound like me.
if I know better next time, I'm definitely cutting that cast in half. Like that was too many people. I mean, you gotta do all. I mean, nobody acted bad. We had a great time on set. We had honestly, I am blessed because I hear a lot of horror stories when people say, "Hey, this happened on my set, that happened on my set." I did not. I have never witnessed any of that. So I am thankful that I haven't had to witness any of that. But yeah, we
So
had.
I got a picture I'm bringing up. Tell
Okay.
me what was happening in this scene, because this is actually on your Film Freeway account as one of your promo photos. So what was happening in this scene?
Okay, in this scene, uh, Mama D comes over. She's looking. She's coming over to She's coming over to see her son, and she came in and she did a little dance and she little shake and tell. She was. I mean, she was acting a fool, and she was looking for her son. And let me see. Ashley was going over to introduce herself, and she cursed her out, and
Oh,
Lucretia, you see how Lucretia's looking mad. Lucretia and Miguel were cussing out Mama D. Yeah,
man, look at that face. Lucretia did that.
yeah, she did that. Her and Mama, they got in, so they were arguing right here in this particular scene, and,
Okay.
and Ashley was really kind of trying to Ashley and the genius, both of them named her Ashley. She was kind of trying to diffuse the situation, but yeah, it didn't work.
When I saw this picture, I was like, "Oh my God, that is a good shot, number
Yep.
one."
That was
And you can definitely tell that it's something dramatic, seriously dramatic going on right here.
seriously. I mean, they were dropping F bombs, B bombs. I mean, they were dropping it all right here in this particular scene. Yeah. They were mad. They were mad at one another in this scene.
Wow. So now, as far as your cast, did you already know them personally? Because I heard you said you reached out. So were these people that you already knew, or you just say, I'm gonna reach out to them because I want them in my production?
So some of them I know person. I have to give a shout out to Snoop because Snoop helps me a lot. Snoop knows everybody. So a lot of people Snoop knew. Mama D, I knew her, and who else did I know? That's probably it. I think he introduced me to everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah. So and Silk the Shocker, I knew a friend of his, so that's how I got acquainted with him. But yeah, other than that, Snoop really he helps me a lot with picking my cast. So yeah.
Good job. So, and you said something. It tickled me because I am known for having a huge cast, in which I have as well over the years cut that cast down. And like you say, it wasn't because I had drama on on the set or anything like that or doing rehearsals, but it was just a lot of work and a lot of people. And so you pretty much said that was the end of your huge look at her
That's,
face.
that's
That's it.
yeah. No more huge cast. We don't need that.
Yeah,
Have. And we can still tell the story.
exactly. And you can.
We
You
can.
truly can.
My fault. So I think I try to give everybody a chance. So I always feel bad when somebody comes and auditions and they knock it out the park. And I'm like, oh my God, but they were so good. Like, can I find something for them to do? So that's the type of heart I have. So I'm like, okay, I gotta write something in. I gotta find something for this person to do because they knocked it out the park in the audition. So Yeah, that's just me. And now I'm like, I'm not doing that again because that hurt me. Not me, all those people. Like, I think I probably had about 25 people in the actual cast. For,
Wow.
yeah, or more. I mean, just 20. I know 25 off the top of my head. Yeah, it was a lot of people, and that those dressing rooms, it gets chaotic back there.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think I won't do this again.
Well, I'm so glad to hear your thoughts on that because I've actually nearly every play that I've done, I've had a huge cast, a huge, and I actually enjoyed it, but I have to agree with you that it can become a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a
It can
little.
be a little bit overwhelming. So I
Oh,
definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. So, your script, and we kind of touched on it a little earlier.
mhm.
You took this script a little further than theater, in which we already I gave you your shout out about Tubi. So you ventured into the film. Um, so how do you feel? Let me say, what was the filming process? Because it's different from theater.
Much-
So yes, it's much different. So how did that work out? I mean, because you had to get on set, and so that was another process that you had to learn.
That was a major process. Being on set, I applaud filmmakers because that was a lot to go on set, to go to these different locations, be there all day, all night. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and for me, I had to try to make sure that I done everything within a month. So I had one to get it done because the lead actress, she was filming the Wonder Years for NBC. So she was trying to dedicate. Shout out to her because she is very busy. She was dedicating time in between filming for Wonder Years and then me. So she would leave the Wonder Years set and then come here. Leave for me, go back to the Wonder Years set. So shout out to her because I would have been so exhausted.
And
And
who is the lead?
her name is Ashley Rios.
Okay, Ashley. Okay,
Ashley Rios. So and she plays Dorothy on the Wonder Years. Phenomenal actress. I mean, she knocks it out the park every time. Every time I see her on any series or when I see her in any BET film, like she's amazing. So I would say we got it done. We were shooting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We did that for 4 weekends straight, and we got it done. And it was a process. I will say. I mean, like I said, going to the different sets and different locations. You got to set up. I mean, it was quite a process, but I mean, it was okay because you kind of got to work at your own pace. And in theater, you got to, hey, it's time to go. It's no, okay, cut. We got it. Let's run it back. I mean, it's real time. So,
right.
um, I would say it was a bit of a process, but I enjoyed the process, and I would definitely do it again. And if I can do it like the way we shot that film in a month's time and just film it on every weekend, and I'll do that all the time.
Yeah, I agree. It is a process, and it is tiring because I've done it and shot a couple of films in a day or two,
Right.
and it is a process, but it's so refreshing, I should say, when the work is done and you get a chance to get through the editing process and then see the final product. You're like, man, all of this turned to this.
Yes. Yep. It's rewarding and
Yes.
refreshing. It's really refreshing.
Yes. So I'm excited again to go back to what you said earlier with your series. And that's going to be a lot of work because I've done a web series.
Hmm.
And and it was virtual, so that was should have been a little easier, but trying to get all those series together, it was like, oh my god, are we going to make it out on time, but it was after we got to doing it and seeing it go together. It was refreshing, even though we did it a virtual web series with C Blues. So I definitely applaud you for walking into this series
Yeah, I'm
um
about this.
um arena.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how that turns out.
It's gonna turn out good. I
Yeah.
already see it. You're gonna do very well. Yes, you're gonna do very well. Um, and we already asked this question: which do you like best? Which you said theater because you like uh the reactions and
Yeah.
so what was your favorite scene? And we just looked at a scene. Was that your favorite scene, or did you have another scene that was your favorite in Why Women Trip?
The stage play, right? We're
Yes,
speaking
the
of.
stage play.
I, I would say I had a couple of favorites. The wedding scene was phenomenal because it was we had how I set the wedding scene up. I had the actors interact with the crowd, with the audience. So everybody walked down the aisle as if it was a real wedding, and then you
Mm-hmm.
had, of course, you had Mama D walking down the aisle, being Mama D. So everybody was loving that, screaming, So that was probably one of my favorite scenes. And then it was another scene when Dorian was about to leave. He was moving out. He decided he had had enough of his wife, of the arguing and all of that. And then his friend Dax had came over to give him a pep talk. That was a very powerful scene. I enjoyed that scene as well. And then the scene that you played with Lucretia and Miguel, that was a good scene. That was one of my. And I had one more scene that I really liked. Wait a minute, what scene was that? Oh, it was a scene where when Zori caught Dorian in the house with another woman.
Oh.
Yeah. So that scene it was a really because the reaction from the audience because nobody saw it coming. So it was like a total surprise for the audience. Everybody's like, oh, you could just hear the oohs and the ahs in the audience because they couldn't believe it. So yeah, that was probably one of my favorite scenes as well. I had a lot of favorite scenes for that play. But those are the ones that I really remember vaguely because that was a long time ago. But those scenes right there, I remember those. So yeah, I enjoyed those scenes. Those are my favorites.
So, question: now that you've actually put out a film, um, and you made the top 10 for those that missed it, that I did the shout out a little early, but she actually the Ball Alert put out the top 10 films on Tubi, in which her film was in the top 10. And now that it's out there, now that your film is actually out there, um how are you getting, because I know a lot of people that are on Tubi is like they go places, and I think Benet mentioned that people are like recognizing him, like, and I know with you are the director and producer, but are you getting a lot of hits, like people contacting you, or on what type of responses, I should say, are you getting, or who are, like Snoop is the director, so they might be contacting him, so what type of responses is you and your team getting about the film?
Oh, we get a lot of we definitely get a lot of responses. I know my inbox every day when I log into social media, I have a new inbox from somebody. So this morning it was a couple young ladies, new faces, and I really love this. It was some new faces, and they found me on Baller Alert, and they live in Dallas, and they were like, hey, if I'm an actress, and if you need a face, and they sent me their headshots, their reels. I was like, okay, so
Okay.
I love the professionalism. So, yeah, I get a lot of that when I'm out, or even when I'm out. If I go to T-ball, it's always it's anytime I go to T-ball for a play, all the ushers remember me, and they all run to me. When you gonna bring your play back? So I'm like, oh my goodness, like people don't understand the work that you have to put in, the money that you have to put in to do a production. They think you are supposed to just do that instantaneously. It doesn't happen that way. Like you have to. I put a lot of money behind that production, like a lot of money, like a yearly salary behind that production.
Oh
So
wow.
that's hard to come up off of once a year or twice a year. So I have to take my time and you know get myself back together before I do another production like that of that magnitude. So
Right.
yeah, I get a lot of, like I said, I do get a lot of people that call me or inbox me, or if I'm out at dinner. It's so funny that you asked that because the last time I was out at Kitchen and Cocktails, and it was this old, and it was so funny because when I walked, because I'm single, and I'm just gonna be really honest, I'm single,
I
so
love you being honest. Go
so
ahead.
looking, hey, I see a table with some daddies at it. I'm like, okay, there's some table with some daddies at it. They sitting by us, so actually, it was the day after I had the movie premiere. So we decided to go to Kitchen and Cocktails for brunch. So I'm sitting, no, for actually, I'm sorry, for lunch. So I'm sitting there, and it's these some nice looking gentlemen behind me. So hopefully they see this video and they, So anyway, they were sitting behind me, and they waited for me to finish eating, and then they came up to me, and one of them, he slid back in the chair. He's like, "Excuse me, is your name Torie Lee?" And I was like, who want to know, And then he was like, I've been following you for like a couple years, and I've been wanting to meet you, and blah blah blah. I was like, oh, so yeah, but I wanted to let him know, hey, sir, I was looking at you when I walked in. But I didn't say. But yeah, so yeah, I get a lot of I do get a lot of people to come up to me and say something, say words to me, kind words. Everybody's always really nice, and I appreciate that.
That's good. Are you from the Dallas area, or where are you from?
So I'm born and raised in San Antonio, but I back and forth. My dad was in the military, so and my dad and his family, they live in Richmond, Virginia. So I'm always out for all my life. I had been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. My mom was a teenage parent, so my dad was older than my mom, so I would stay with her, and then for the summers I would go and stay with him. And then I decided that I really liked Virginia, so I wanted to go to high school there. So I went to high school there. Then I came back here. I came back to San Antonio to graduate high school, and then the day after graduation I moved back to Virginia because I really love Virginia so much, and because all my family is there. And then I ended up moving here probably I want to say about 26 years ago now. So I've been here for like 20. Okay. I've been here for a while now.
Okay. And so what school, my husband is actually from San Antonio. What school did you graduate from in San Antonio?
Sam Houston.
Oh, okay. He went to Edgewood.
Oh, yeah. So he was on the other side of town. Yeah, I was in the hood. I'm on the east side. East side.
So you Sam Houston. Okay. So it was good to know you. Look, you I can't say down home because I'm Fort Worth, but that's my husband. I gotta say down home with my in-laws, but that's down home, San Antonio for us. We live in San Antonio.
Oh yeah. Every time I go there, I'm like so ready to go home. Because my little brother, he still lives there. So I can normally, me and my mother and I will go and visit him, but it's like as soon as I get there, I'm ready to turn around and come back 35 North. I'll be
you sound like my husband.
Yeah.
He'd be ready to get back here.
Yes.
Wow. So you kind of I have my last question, and you did pretty good. Let me tell you, this woman is cold-blooded, y'all. Let me just say this in her face. She cold-blooded. Because y'all know we were late and she was trying to get in. We had a little technical difficulty. She already didn't say it was my fault, y'all, but I'm in. It is 8:02. Your interview was supposed to be over at 8 o'clock. So I don't mind going. I got one question to ask. We didn't went through every last one of those questions. When I tell you, you didn't rock this interview, you didn't showed up, come up in here making a grand entrance and answering all her questions like, all right, now deuces, y'all. But I love it. You go, girl. You cold. But this is the last question. You almost touched bases on this question. And I've asked everybody this because I'm really super excited about this Indie Awards. We are really working hard behind the scenes for you guys. We want y'all. We want you. This is our version of the Oscars. Okay.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. We pull up in y'all limo, pull up in your limos, pull up on the come on with what just be flawless.
We need to start promoting it. I need to start promoting it because I need everybody to come in their best. I mean, so let me ask you this: when do tickets go on sale? Like, how does this go? I need to let everybody know.
Okay, that's a good question. She didn't look, y'all. She interviewing me now. Torie, next week, and I'm so glad you brought this up. Y'all listen to me. Torie brought this up because she want her people. When I tell you the seating is limited.
Okay.
Y'all, when these tickets go on sale, don't call Torie.
No.
Because when she shared it, y'all need to go follow Texas Indie Filmmaker. If you looking at it, follow us. Because that's when we going to blast it. When we put them tickets on sale, y'all go get those tickets. Because we know we're going to sell out. It's going to be a sellout.
Oh, it's
definitely. It's going to be a sellout. And but we definitely got an outfit already, but I'm seeing something different.
You gotta show up. You gotta show up and show out.
Yeah, I do. I'm seeing something totally different. So I just threw away all my cookies and snacks and trying to get a little bit of this here out for me. I didn't gain a little bit during the pandemic. So I say, you know what? I'm seeing something different. So what you wearing, Torie? Are you already shopped or are you still shopping?
No. I think I'm gonna call somebody and have them make me something.
I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. So
I-
Angela Chapman, I interview her next week. She been blasting, and somebody else
who you say
the designer. I'm like,
you interview next week?
Angela Chapman. She has a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's talking about her style. I mean, she's get a designer. I'm like, oh,
I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know what I mean? It's local, it's home. We're gonna be home. This is gonna be amazing, like so amazing. So we're gonna have to show up and show out. At first, I was thinking about just going online and order me a dress, and then after tonight, I'm like, you know what? I need to step it up about 2 or 3 notches now. So yeah, I'm gonna find me a designer, and I'm gonna have somebody.
Lucretia did threw some name out there. Is that a designer, Miss Lucretia?
Lisa Faye, it probably so.
Faye.
You know, Lucretia know all the designers, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. But it's a couple Black designers here in Dallas locally. I know one in particular, and this is a shame I can't think of his name right now. And actually, we used his one. He provided some dresses for us for the film. He's an amazing designer, so I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he can make me something.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll be seeing you out there. So you already be fly. So I wasn't worried about it. But that's a question that I gotta ask everybody. Last night, one of the young men, we had a 19-year-old filmmaker that made it in, and I didn't even know he was 19 until I read his bio right before we interviewed. I'm like, he's 19. So he got one of his friend is gonna be his stylist. So they all excited. So I'm super excited. And they're from San Antonio. They're coming in from San Antonio. So I don't know what y'all San Antonio people.
If they from San Antonio, they gonna come by the boatload. They coming. they gonna support each other. They're coming.
That's wonderful. And that's why I'm telling everybody, when the tickets go on sale, y'all get those tickets. Don't call us and don't be calling Torie and wearing her, because she gonna share it and we gonna share it. Y'all get those tickets.
I can't wait to.
Well, Torie, I have really enjoyed talking to you, and I know we ran in, but I love the way that you jumped in, and I thought I was going to have to cut off some questions, but we went through every question that I had written out. I want to tell you that I applaud you and everything that you got going on. You keep being that Black woman magic out here, because I love it. You are setting the bar, you're setting an example, and I love the fact, because this is an indie award. We've been laughing so hard behind the scenes. I'm gonna share it with you before I go, because in independent film, sometimes the writer has to be the actor. Sometimes the actor, that writer has to be the hairstylist. Sometimes the writer has to be all of these hats. And this the beauty that I love about independent film, is that we can wear all these hats and be proud of the products that we're pushing out, despite not having the funding, despite not having the people or the support that we would have if we were producing $18-20 million films, because you have everybody where they need to be. But the fact that we get in here and make it do what it do with what we got, I love it. I love it. So I applaud you. You came on here and you spoke real truth. You spoke real nuggets. You dropped some truth. Like, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, but I got out here and did it. This is what we need to hear. This is what people that are watching this, that are going to come back and hit the replay, because we may have 10, 12 people log on, but by the time it hit the replay, where are all these people coming from? Because they're coming to watch and they want to hear real things. And we're living in a world of real. People are tired of fake. People are tired of fake. People fake everything. We want to hear what's true and what's real. And I want to thank you tonight, because you spoke some truth that I enjoyed, that I didn't know about you. I didn't know that you had never been to a stage play, and you did a stage play.
Mm-hmm.
That was And what?
And sold it out.
And sold it out. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So that proves the drive that you have and the gift that you have and how you really going to make it in this industry. So congratulations. I look forward to seeing you on the red carpet on the 25th. I want to give you the floor to leave with some parting words, anything that we missed, anything that you want to say, how we can get in contact with you, how we can follow you. You're going to close out this show.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on. I want to thank the Lift Ladies in Film and Television that Lucretia talks about oh so often. And I
We
appreciate
waiting for you to drop your membership, but go ahead.
Oh, that's coming. And I can be followed on, I'm only on Facebook and Instagram. I do have a, what do you call that? I don't know.
TikTok.
Yeah, that. I'm not really TikTok, but I'm about to learn how to really work that. And I'm Torie Lee on everything. So, and I'm very accessible. If anybody wants to know anything, have any questions, anything, just inbox me, and I normally respond just like that. So, and like you said, this my first time even doing anything in the industry was a play, and I sold it out. So it's possible. If you dream it, you can achieve it. It is possible. So don't ever hesitate to, say, oh, I can't do this because I don't have this, or I don't have that. No, reach out to people, talk to people, find out how they got to where they are at now. And just do it. Like that. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. Just to go out here and do it. Like, don't hesitate, don't think about it, just do it.
Love it. Love it. Well, Miss Torie, we thank you again. Congratulations on your nomination. I can't wait to see you looking gorgeous and stunning on that red carpet. And like she say, when we post these tickets, don't call us because you didn't get a ticket. We're going to post them next week and make some more announcements about the show. And we're excited. So thank you so much. Thank all of you in the audience for joining. And we thank y'all for sharing the love. We're going to wish y'all a good night. Good night, y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.